Environmental Science, Unit 7, Human Communities and the Environment. Following are the main topics of this chapter: human population growth, resettlement and rehabilitation of project affected person, disaster management, environment movements, environmental ethics, environmental communication and public awareness. First we see human population growth. Human population increasing at a very fast rate. In 1800 there is a continuous upward range in the population rise. So the current population on the earth is almost 7.6 billion people and it's growing. According to the computer simulation, it is projected to reach over 8 billion by 2050, 9 billion by 2040 and hoping 11 billion by 2100. And so this is the matter of concern. Population is growing rapidly and far outpacing the ability of our planet to support it given current practices. Next we see human population and environment. When the human population increases, there is tremendous pressure on the environmental resources. So the human population increases at an explosive growth or an explosive rate. The resources which are present on the earth are limited, therefore human needs are the limited resources. Therefore our natural environment under attack and we are moving towards an uncertain future. Next we see the factors responsible for high population growth. The one of the most factor is that the human population density. Human population density is already very high in India and China. They are maximum populated and all the countries are very much crowded. So our earth have to deal with the pressure of rising population. And this is one of the most effective factor for responsible for high population growth. Let us see the next factors. Increase in agricultural output. With availability of fertilizers, pesticides and high quality seeds, we are able to increase agricultural output and therefore the population is rising up. Second factor is decrease in death rate and infant mortality rate. Means with advancement in science and technology and with their better medical facilities, we are able to decrease the death rate and infant mortality rate. Next, the surplus of resources with scientific innovation. That is, this is another reason for why the increased population on the earth. Next is the illiteracy and lack of awareness. It means that many people are not able to afford education. Therefore, this illiteracy and lack of awareness, which is related to the impact of population on environmental society, and has resulted in more number of population on this planet. So we see impact of high population growth. The first impact is that deforestation. In the deforestation which is increase in population growth will be increased. There is pressure on land resources. Second, the biodiversity loss. In that maintaining ecological balance are gradually getting lost. Third, the rapid urbanization. In that poor sanitary facilities and lack of drinking water. The next impact is that industrialization, land degradation, high waste generation, lack of fresh water resource, more population, climate change, and loss of productivity. These are the impact of high population growth. We see how to control the population growth. First, the marriage age. We already know that in India, the marriageable age for girls is 18 and marriageable age for boys are 21. So, we need to strictly follow it and avoid any kind of child marriage. Second, we need to provide better education. If we provide the better education, we get the better employee, or we need to provide the better employment. Also, we need to proper family planning and incentives. Next term, we see carbon footprint. Carbon footprint is the amount of greenhouse gas, which is mainly carbon dioxide, released in atmosphere by anthropogenic activities. In here, we can see the amount of CO2 we are contributing, which is known as carbon footprint. Also, carbon footprint is calculated at individual level, national level, and global level. So, the carbon dioxide is that contribute is the carbon footprint. The question for ourselves is that how we'll be transporting from one place to another place. We are using public transport or we are using a private vehicle. In case we are using private vehicle, then the carbon footprint is much more high. So the carbon footprint is quantitatively assessed for each individual for any institute by the country by analyzing lifestyle pattern of the people, and further, in order to reduce carbon footprint, we need to change our lifestyle pattern. We need to move renewable energy resources. We need to reduce our carbon footprint by following and by taking up public transport or carbon, etc. At industrial level, we can control carbon emission by providing incentives in terms of carbon credit. So, the amount of CO2 is reduced by industries is provided to the monetary benefit in terms of carbon credit. So, these are the various measures by which carbon footprint can be controlled. Next one, disaster management. What is disaster? Any occurrence that cause damage, ecological disruption, loss of human life, health services on a scale sufficient to warrant an extraordinary response from outside that affected community or area. A disaster can be defined an occurrence, either nature or man-made, that causes human suffering and creates human needs where victim cannot alleviate without assistance. Major natural disasters: first, flooding, earthquake, cyclone, and landslides. These are the major natural disasters. First, flooding. A flood is an overflow of water that submerges land that is usually dry. Flood can be occur in rivers when the flow rate exceeds the capacity of the river channel. Floods often cause damage to homes and businesses if they are in the natural floodplains of rivers. Its prevention is: flood can be controlled by using check dams and walls, can be controlled by proper information forecasting. Next, earthquake. It occurs due to high vibration on Earth's surface of tectonic plates and sometimes due to explosion and nuclear test. It causes severe damage to society environment. It takes milliseconds to occur. The intensity of earthquake is measured in Richter scale. Prevention of earthquake. Development of warning indicators and technology. Promote new technology for building design, transportation, etc. Public awareness and educational program. Kolkata cyclone. Kolkata cyclone, also known as Hooghly River cyclone. It occurs in 1737. Most of the building public properties are collapsed because of cyclone. Around 3,000 people were killed. In the Bhopal gas tragedy, gas link incident in India. This is the gas link incident in India. It occurs 2 to 3 December in 1984 at Union Carbide India Limited in Bhopal, about 5 million people were killed due to methyl isocyanate. Landslides, it causing massive destruction and loss of lives across the globe. A landslide, sometimes known as landslip, slow failure, or slump, is an uncontrollable downhill flow of rock, earth, debris, or the combination of the three. Landslides stem from the failure of materials making up the hill slopes and are buffeted by the force of gravity. Next term, resettlement and rehabilitation issues of project affected families. Resettlement and rehabilitation issues can be arises from various situations. That is, first situation is that dam construction, second mining, and third creation of national park. In the first dam construction, large number of people are displaced due to dam construction. For example, the Sardar Sarovar Dam. In the Sardar Sarovar Dam, which is constructed in a state of Gujarat and has resulted in displacement of around 573 villages, which includes more than 3 lakh people. Second, the mining. Mining is the displacement issues can also arising from the mining work. For example, in Jharia coal field in Jharkhand. Next, creation of national park. Where the national parks are created, we are also displaced the people. For example, the Wayanad wildlife in Kerala has caused displacement of 53,472 tribal families, and out of these, till 2003, only 843 families could be get the land. Next, we see the effect of resettlement and rehabilitation. The first effect is that lack of employment and livelihood option. Next, the disruption in social fabric. Kinship system, marriages, social and cultural functions, their folk songs, dances, and activities vanish with their displacement. Also, loss of identity and loss of the intimate link between the people and environment in one of the biggest loss. Also, the age-long indigenous knowledge which has been inherited and experienced by them about the flora, fauna, their uses, etc. gets lost. Next, we see how resettlement and rehabilitation is done. Resettlement and rehabilitation in India is done by the policy 2007. This policy is known as National Rehabilitation and Resettlement Policy. According to this policy, a family which is getting displaced due to compensation and developed in monetary, physical rehabilitation, economic rehabilitation, development of infrastructure. Next, we see environmental movements. Bishnoi of Rajasthan. This is one of the most basic environmental movement. In this movement, this is actually working for nature conservation and there always mutual conservation of plants and animals. Next environmental movement is Chipko movement. In this movement is a very popular movement, and in the present state of Uttarakhand, it is also known as tree hugging movement, which is based on Gandhian philosophy of non-violence. Rapid deforestation was witnessed in present Uttarakhand for development activities. Deforestation near Alaknanda river resulted in major flood in 1970. Local villagers were unable to use forest resource. Request to the Shaligram Swaraj Mandal to use forestry was rejected by Forest Department. And finally, the Simon Company was allowed to cut trees. Means the Chandi Prasad, in that the Chandi Prasad Bhatt, Gaura Devi and Sundarlal Bahuguna stated this Chipko movement. Next movement is that Silent Valley. The Silent Valley is the national park in Kerala. In this, it is located in the Nilgiri Hills and has a core area of 89.52 km square, which is surrounded by a buffer zone of 148 km square. This national park has some species of flora and fauna. Let me see the environmental ethics. Environmental ethics is the branch of philosophy that deals with moral relationship of human beings to the environment and its non-human components. Ethical consideration on environment has led to increase in the number of environmental movements which seeks to change attitude of human to environment. Religion and environment. Most of the religion which is depends on the environment. Ethical support for environment conservation is mentioned in all religion. All religions support that earth is created by God and superpower and should be treated ethically. Need to integrate religious practices and traditional belief into the conservation strategies. Government should also ensure conservation, preservation, and protection of traditional knowledge of indigenous people. Also need to address modern environmental challenges through religion. Thank you.